Do you not think it's a mistake for Jeremy Corbyn, for example, to have called for George Osborne's resignation? Isn't the first rule of opposition only call for resignation when you've got at least a 25% chance of getting it?
Right. Well, I'll tell you what I think. I think, and I have to confess, I was up inspecting a new bridge in my constituency that had something to do with when I was First Minister in terms of getting it built. I think on Monday, the opposition missed a great trick. When George Osborne refused to come to the House of Commons, they should have sat there and demanded his attendance. This is a Chancellor who'd presented a budget last week which was undone, as was rightly said by Claire. A $4 billion gap had just appeared in it. And I think the opposition MPs would have been fully in their rights to say we shall not be moved until the Chancellor of the Exchequer comes and accounts for himself. Instead, and it was a very weak presentation, incidentally, from Jeremy Corbyn on Monday. Instead of that, they let George Osborne sit slinking away somewhere, working out how he would present himself on Tuesday. Now, that doesn't seem all that important, but actually the momentum in politics is a very, very important thing. So I thought the opposition missed a trick by saying we shall not accept a Chancellor of the Exchequer rewriting his budget and sending some minion along to explain what's happening. Claire, I'll tell you how I'd fill the gap, incidentally. The increase in allowances for the top rate, the doubling of the allowances, which is effectively a tax cut for people who are richer in society, that should be scrapped. That should have been the first thing to go. And to be fair to Ian Duncan Smith, when he presented his letter, he said it was the juxtaposition of the disability cuts with the tax cuts for the better off, which made the budget unacceptable.
Do you think IDS was an honourable man?
I do, actually. I know that people will be listening to this saying, how on earth can you think that, given all the things he's done? I think, however, and I don't think it was anything to do with Europe, incidentally. I accept him totally in that, and that's why I think he's honourable. I think he's been misguided in many of the things he's done, but I think he was trying to achieve an objective, and it was when he saw it, and he'd obviously gone along with this disability cut, I think, disgracefully and badly, and he shouldn't have done it. But it was when he saw, and he wouldn't see this till last Wednesday morning, that this was to be juxtaposed in a budget which was going to cut tax for the better off.
But he didn't say anything in the cabinet meeting. That's what I don't get.
Well, I think, George Osborne notoriously thinks that Ian Duncan Smith's something of a dunderheat, is not the brightest match in the box of matches. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I would think he was obviously biding his time and nursing his wrath to keep it warm. And let's be fair, when he eventually got round to writing his letter on Friday, it was a bit of a thunderbolt. So, Claire, I think what I would say is that should be filled by cancelling the tax cuts for the better off, and they should cease this assault on people with disabilities. And yes, George Osborne, of course, he should resign. And I think he got through the House of Commons this week. But in the much bigger and more important jury, which is the people in the country, I think George Osborne's still in deep doo-doo. Scotland would have better intelligence, incidentally, and the reason you have better intelligence is you've got contacts with your immigrant communities.
They're now I5 or MI6?
Well, look, there would be... Well,
sorry, are you seriously saying that from the word go, Scotland would have better intelligence services?
I'm saying we'd...